Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby, and today we are talking about the one thing standing in your way of your dream life. Now, if you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about how to get closer to your dream life and how to increase your self-awareness, go ahead and start right now by hitting that subscribe button. So, what is this thing that is standing in your way of your dream life? One thing that is standing in your way is the concept you are choosing of yourself. Now, what does that mean? Your self-concept. So basically, you have a box of who you think you are. It's a combination of what you think, how you act, and how you feel on a day-to-day basis. For the majority of the time that you're awake, even while you're sleeping, it is who you think you are. Now, notice how I said who you think you are. So you buy into the belief system that it is absolute, that you cannot be anywhere outside of that. So your self-concept can be a whole multitude of things, right? It's not just one pillar. It is all these different beliefs you have about yourself, beliefs you have about how the world works, beliefs you have about how people treat you. So think about it. You could have a self-concept in which you're lazy. You could have a self-concept in which you're a good person, a self-concept that you are unsuccessful, and a self-concept that you never ever get what it is that you want. So these concepts you have of yourself can be very beneficial. You could see yourself as somebody who always succeeds, who's a hard worker and they work hard and they get what they want, or that things naturally come that are meant to be in their life. Or you could have the detrimental ones, such as you're lazy or that you are unsuccessful, so no matter what you do, you will be unsuccessful. The belief doesn't care if it's beneficial to you or detrimental to you. It is simply there because you believe. You've spent so many thoughts, so much mental activity thinking that it's true, that eventually for you, it became true. It's not an absolute, meaning it applies to the entire world, but it is relatively true to your life. Now, what happens is you start to behave, you have these ideas, you have this belief structure, and then your behavior starts to align with that. And then eventually when your behavior repeats over and over and over, it creates a habit. And your life right now is accumulation of a multitude of habits. 95% of your life right now is ruled by your subconscious mind. So if you don't know what it is that your self-concept is, you are running on a program that you don't really have access to since it's subconscious, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to go out, I want to lose weight, or I really want to go get this job. And if you have a self-concept of, say, the weight loss, that you are overweight and that you never get what you want, you will continually meet obstacles in your life that keeps you from that goal, that dream, that ideal reality. Because in your self-concept, you're overweight, or in your self-concept, you're unattractive. You will always align with that self-concept. Your self-concept will not magically go outside of that box and then you're like, oh wow, look at this thing that happened to me. Now I'm going to change who it is I think I am. So you have something in your brain called your RAS, your reticular activating system. Now this is important for you to understand what is happening with some of your hardware so that you can start utilizing it to your advantage. So your RAS basically is a filtration system, just for a very simplified interpretation of it. So with your self-concept, you're going to take your RAS and you're going to find in the world everything that aligns with that belief about yourself, with that concept about yourself. This is called a confirmation bias. So you look out in the world, you have a self-concept that you're unsuccessful. So you will only find out in the world the truths, the information that aligns with that view of yourself. So you'll find people, you'll find situations in which you're rejected, in which you're not able to meet your goal. Think about how powerful that is in your life, that if you're unable to see, because you do not see the world with your eyes, you see the world with your brain. I see the world with my brain. So if my brain is filtering out all the truths of, outside of my self-concept, then I will continually surround myself with information that keeps me in that self-concept. So have you ever looked for a new car? I've used the example a lot, but I think it's powerful. You look for a new car, you start seeing it everywhere. You're doing research and everywhere you see it. Maybe it's a new shoes, right? Maybe it's a destination, and all of a sudden you start hearing people talk about it. This is called frequency illusion. And basically it's your RAS allowing that information to come into your world, because before you didn't see it as important, but now you do. So if your dream reality is to have $1 million, if it's to be in a relationship, if it's just to be happy, think about as you're aware and you're letting this new information, you're allowing your RAS to take in information that's contradicting your current reality. That's going to start to broaden your potential in the world, and you to actually shift realities, you to actually shift experiences in this life. One way to see that right now would be think about where you are right now. Think about all the circumstances in your life. Now think about the version of you that is living that dream life. If you look and the behavior, and you can even write this down. Write down all the things, all the feelings you have on a daily basis, and compare that with who and what you want to be. And you can start seeing the space, the difference. That can feel very disheartening, like, oh man, I'm so far away. But that's not true. You're simply in a different feeling state, a different vibration, a different RAS structure than you would be, than you will be in your desired life. It's not impossible. It's the same as being in your living room as opposed to your kitchen. They're just different spaces, they're different realities, there's different experiences that you're capable of. It's not an inability for you to get there, it's more about being it and then doing that in the world. It's not about doing it and then being it. As you start to realize that you have to be it before you can see it in your external world, you will start to see how much closer these tangible realities are in your life. So here are 3 ways in which you can start changing and challenging your self-concept. One of them is to look at your current life right now. What is it that you do on a daily basis? How are you feeling? And then think about, who is it that you want to be? Shift now. Start thinking and being that person, that version of you right now. You don't have to wait. Also too, if there's an experience that you're having in your life over and over and over, what would you have to believe about yourself? What would your self-concept have to be right now to see that reflected in the mirror that is reality, that is your tangible world? What would you have to think? What would you have to believe? Who would you have to be inside to yourself to see that in the world? So the first thing is look at your current life. The second thing is going to be using therapy. The second way is going to be using therapy for someone else, a trained professional, to help bring you more aware specifically of your past traumas or of your current way that you are structuring. It just brings in new ways in which you can have more information and feedback so that you can grow your current self-concept. And the third way that you can start challenging your self-concept is to use theta brainwaves. So you get to theta brainwaves right before you go to sleep and right as you get up. One meditation practice that I use every single morning is to use a Dr. Joe Dispenza technique, which is an induction technique to lower your brainwaves. Once you're in that lower brainwave state, you start doing self-inquiry. Who are you being right now? And it's absolutely amazing. Every single morning, something new comes up. I don't pressure it. I'm not worried about it. I simply allow, because I'm in a lower brainwave, it's closer to the subconscious mind. Theta brainwave is the language and is the brainwave of the subconscious. I allow my conscious and subconscious to try to talk. Every morning, something new comes up. I observe myself in that way. I then release it to the universe, to my higher self. I then go back and observe it again. And every time I observe that behavior, I say change. And observe a new one, I say change. That's also a technique from Maxwell Maltz, cybernetics. And then after that, you observe how it would be in the world to not have that. Now that you've released it and changed it, you experience the life in the way that you want. So you're going to change that self-concept, which is going to help you align with your dream life. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, one way to help support this channel and this video is to hit like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you on the next one.